Dave Birkett of the Free Press is here with us. We're by the water jugs and the Gatorade.
I'm going to steal one when we're done. So.
The guys put in a lot of work.
Don't tell the Lions.
We were out here watching. It's on camera. Now they know.
Oh, yeah.
First preseason game is fast approaching. There's been a lot of work put in out here. There have been some meaty storylines.
Yeah.
Some good, some bad, some injuries. The Cade Mays has been a headliner. What to you over the first couple of weeks here has been kind of some standout stories for you throughout camp, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, let's start with Cade Mays, right? That's the big story of the week at the very least, and kind of where the Lions go at the offensive line spot, at the center spot, and what happens. I mean, he was such a big acquisition for him. He was supposed to solidify that offensive line. I think it's a big loss. I mean, I don't know that it's going to cost them a playoff spot or anything. I think it's, beneficial that it's early in the year, if anything, but that Buffalo game looks a little tougher to win now. Even Carolina, right? That's early in the season. That's maybe a game that I had the Lions chalked up to win. If the Lions can still survive, say go 4-1 without Cade Mays, I think that, until they hit the bye, maybe get him back, I think that's a big thing. And then, Brad, you've seen it. You've been out here every day. Ahmed Hassanein, I think he's played really well. Nick Whiteside, that's another guy that's played really well. I think there are some of these bubble guys, young guys, that will probably play and have a role for the Lions at some point this year that maybe we're not on our radar or we're flying very low on our radar, heading into camp.
The secondary is the question that I know you get asked about so much because of the safeties and because of the prominence of Brian Branch and Kerby Joseph. Dan Campbell said, is today Tuesday? Are we in Tuesday?
Yeah, today's Tuesday, yeah.
Dan said on Tuesday morning, I know, that Branch and Kerby are still in that same kind of timeline of the August, September. The season's going to start and then expect to see them.
Yep.
From what you've seen from Chuck Clark and some of the other guys out here at the safety position, should Lions fans be worried about the secondary, or do you think it's shored up enough to survive?
Well, I think what the Lions are missing right now and what they won't have until Kerby and Brian get back is a playmakers back there. Like, they still have good vets, serviceable vets. You mentioned Chuck Clark. I mean, he's been a starter in this league for a long time. Avonte Maddox, same thing, dependable guy, won a Super Bowl, right? There's a lot of trusted vets in that secondary, Rocky Sin, but none of those guys have been big-time playmakers in their career, and certainly not with the Lions, and not like we've seen from Kerby Joseph and Brian Branch. So that's really why the Lions need those guys back as much as anything. They are true difference makers in the secondary. The Lions don't have a lot of those right now, so they need that defensive line, and I think it's played pretty well, but they need that defensive line to really carry the weight for the defense early in the season until those guys get back.
Immediately on Sunday, Jahmyr Gibbs gets back out here. They're not even in pads on Sunday. The difference is so apparent. He is so fast. The amount of weapons they have on offense. I know people scream and say, it's not the offense we're worried about. We know they have weapons, but this has the makings to be perhaps the best offense in football if they can get that old line shored up because the weapons are there.
Offensive line, right, that needs to be shored up. Drew Petzing, we'll see what he's like as a play caller. Maybe we get a sneak peek, a little peek this week. But you're right, Jahmyr Gibbs, amazing. I mean, I thought the offense was just okay the first week or so of camp. Amon-Ra was doing his thing. Jameson Williams, obviously a great deep threat. But when Jahmyr is out there, that's what makes the whole thing go. It ties it all together, and he's so electric. And, I mean, he hits the whole 100 miles per hour. So great for him to be back on the field for the Lions. You're right, though. I think this could be one of the best offenses in the NFL. It's been that way the last couple of years, even last year when they weren't as consistent with John Morton calling plays. If they get back to being consistent, if that offensive line, once they get Mays back, can stay healthy, it's going to be a really good offense.
The Morton thing didn't work last year. It's very apparent. From what we've listened to, and we've talked to these guys a lot about the difference of Petzing and Morton, they don't like to play the comparison game, but so much of what they've said, Dave, has alluded to it. What do you think the biggest differences are of why this thing could work under Drew Petzing?
Well, I think it starts with the relationship between Drew Petzing and Jared Goff, or the play caller and the rest of the staff and the quarterback and the other people on offense. And that's not to say like Goff and Morton were, hated each other, were at each other's throats, but I think there's, what Jared had with Ben Johnson was something that was pretty special. Those two were a hand in a glove. I mean, they seem to fit each other, and that's what Jared and Drew Petzing are working towards right now. And so if you can get that, if you can get where Jared is finishing, his sentences, that just makes for a better offense. And look, the other thing is, I think every coordinator does this, but Drew's talked a lot about, creating mismatches with your personnel, highlighting those playmakers that you have. We've seen some of the deep shots to J-Mo here. Obviously, we're just starting to see what he can do with Gibbs and some of the different personnel looks, but that's really what I think a Drew Petzing offense will look like, is multiple personnel groupings and trying to take advantage of those weapons.
Dave Birkett of the Free Press. You can read him, follow him, check out his video content. And also, I'm going to lead a block for you here. You can get your Gatorade. Thanks, guys, for watching.
The Brad Galley Show is presented by Moran Buick GMC of Sterling Heights. Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer is also its newest, fastest-growing Buick GMC dealer. The same great customer service you've come to expect for almost 40 years can now also be found at 18 Mile and Van Dyke in Sterling Heights. Or visit online at moranexpress.com. Shop local, save big, and experience the Moran difference today.
GMC, we are professional grade. This episode is also brought to you by Flood Law, a legacy of protecting the people of Michigan when it matters most. When life changes in an instant, experienced trial attorneys can make the difference between uncertainty and a clear path forward. Together, the team at Flood Law combines decades of trial experience with a shared commitment to protecting clients during the most challenging moments of their lives. Visit floodlaw.com. Thanks for watching. Find all episodes of The Brad Galley Show by subscribing to our YouTube channel and following Brad Galley Show on Facebook.